Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where tonight I was going through the drive-thru at Arby's, and holy smokers, they have a brand new sandwich. That's the Chicago style beef dip sandwich, or if you're in Chicago you probably call this an Italian beef sandwich. If you're going to have a food item with the name of a city in front of it, New York is probably number one, and Chicago would be a close second. There's a lot of history behind this particular sandwich that goes way back, I believe, to the 1930s, to a place called Al's Number One Italian Beef, and that started out where they had a beef sandwich stand out front, and in the back room they had the illegal gambling going on, and eventually the beef sandwich started to make more money than the casino, so they threw out the gamblers and decided to make a legitimate restaurant. And then later the sandwich became known nationally when Jay Leno had one on when he was on David Letterman before they were trying to kill each other, and that was from Mr. Beef on Orleans. Now the Arby's version, it has their roast beef, banana peppers, yellow and red peppers, melted Swiss cheese, Italian seasoning on the sub roll, and a side cup of au juice, however you say it. I'm not French. I like the fact that they have this in a box instead of just a cheap wrapper. And then over here we have the au jus, however you say it, au juice, that you dip the sandwich into. Now let's go ahead and open the box. Here we have the special Chicago style sandwich. Looks like we got quite a bit of Italian seasoning. Look at that melted cheese. Unbelievable. Sometimes they say melted cheese, but this is really melted. There we have the sub roll. Zoom in here. Look at that. It's melted cheese everywhere you look. Look at those Italian seasonings on that beef there. So overall, a very nice presentation here, very colorful. The aroma, definitely these peppers and that seasoning is pretty strong. You can just barely at all detect the roast beef. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, it tastes great. They got very tender roast beef. That melted Swiss cheese, there's a wave of that. And then those Italian seasonings. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. Let's go ahead for another bite. Well, it just practically melts in your mouth now. This could possibly be the messiest thing that's ever going to happen on the Robert Dyer channel, but I saved the bread here on the end so that we can now do what has to be done as they do it in the Windy City. Although they say you ought to stand back 5 feet from the counter. I'm just going to let this soak in here. There's There's differing opinions on how long you should let it soak in this. There's even a debate about whether you call this gravy or sauce. Okay, Jim McMahon has just called me while we're on the air, and he's told me that has been in there for long enough. Now let's get the plate here and let's see how that is. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. You only got 700 views for a brand new chip. Beer and brats, how's it get any better than that? What do people want? Arugula flavor? What do I gotta do? Bring in Mr. Wizard with the exploding volcano? Do you think I'm dragging myself out of my bed at the motel to come in here just for the hell of it? I see you sitting there stuffing your face. Get up off of that bed. You're gonna be sitting in that same chair, that same old broken down house, driving around that same old wreck of a car this time next year. Unless you get up right now and share this video on Twitter with hashtag Tarnation Bob. Take a look at that. That was just spectacular when I put it in the sauce. Jim McMahon was right, just the right amount of time there. You get an explosion of this beef juice, tremendous flavor coming out, and then you're still getting all that real beef that's in here. You would not believe that beef could melt in your mouth like this. I don't have a receipt. They didn't put one in the bag, but I believe this was $6 and something just for the sandwich. Get up off of that bed! And of course you get the side of the juice on the side. I think that's probably, when you get into that price range, you'd like to have a side item at least when you're at a fast food restaurant, but it's really hard for me to argue with the price. The quality of the meat here is just about the best you're going to get from a fast food restaurant. And frankly, this is better than the beef sandwiches I've had in a lot of regular restaurants for twice the price. Get up off of that bed! This is definitely a good value from that standpoint. Great flavor, great limited time offer, and a great salute to a great city, Chicago, Illinois. Hello to all my subscribers that are in Chicago. And I'm going to go ahead and give this one definitely a very solid 5 stars. Hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.